For those of you who refuse to understand English, you need to understand those permits were temporary. So what people then did is they overstayed with those permits. People were supposed to return to their countries. They were supposed to acquire enough money to go and do better back home. But now somebody say to me, yes, but South African men are known for this type of violence. That's a lie, guys. I've been in this country since 1997. South African men are not known for violence. Culture contamination.
If you can sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you.
South Africa are trusting people who are known for what? For what? Kids are going missing. And what is the one thing, the one investment that these people have in this country? It may sound like a joke, but a whole bunch of churches. South Africans have this nature of adaptation. That's why you see when South Africans travel to other countries, to people's countries, you don't hear, oh, it's South African, oh, it's South African community, because they adapt and mold themselves in people's community. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. In Africa, only in South Africa, you go, where every culture, every race, every skin tone, every belief is loud. Except the landowners. Because when the landowners speak, they are xenophobic. When the landowners speak, they are this. Nigerians are trying to get out of their country. South African open borders for them. We even cater to their food in the shops. Their cultures are beginning to get integrated into South Africa. Today, children are going missing left and right and center.
More than 70%.
Children are going missing left, right, and center. And we are wondering why. We are blaming South African men. They are trying to silence South African men. They are trying to push South African women to foreigners. Yo, what's happening, guys? Your boy Uncle P with another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, listen, if you guys can hear a noise of a chainsaw, I want to apologize. One of my neighbors has decided to cut all of the trees outside his property. He's trying to sell the property and it hasn't been selling for a while, so he decided to cut all the trees. Guys, oh my god, he's made the street look so terrible without the trees. But it's his house, he can do whatever the hell he wants, so there might be a bit of chainsaw noises. I've been waiting since literally 7 a.m. they started cutting, and it's now 9:55, and I went outside. The guy says he's gonna still be cutting for the next hour and a half, and I wanted to bring you guys 2 episodes today because it's really important what I'm about to talk about. Now, either the title of this video is culture contamination, which I doubt, or it's something that South Africa is being influenced by foreigners, South African cultures being destroyed by foreigners. Something that it's going to be something that is going to trigger you, because I need you guys to watch this video. It's extremely important. Earlier this morning, I bumped into a Zimbabwean buddy that I know from a very long time ago, and he watches the channel. Now, guys, for those of you who don't realize, on my day-to-day, I do bump into Nigerians and Zimbabweans, and I have conversations with them, people that do watch this channel. And usually, they obviously don't agree with what I'm saying. Now, this conversation in the morning triggered me because he said something that at that moment, I couldn't really verify whether it was true or not, but it triggered me. He said in 2010 World Cup, South Africa had to give Zimbabwean special permits because South Africa was unable to handle the World Cup on their own, so they needed the assistance of Zimbabwe. Yo, what's happening, guys? So quick one. Like I always say, I always do my research. So yes, South Africa did issue a special permit known as the Dispensation of Zimbabwean Project DZP, and later the Zimbabwean Special Dispensation Permit ZFP, to assist in the 2010 World Cup. These permits were granted to regularize the status of Zimbabweans living and working in South Africa, particularly because people like to skip things when they are reading, particularly in sectors like construction and hospitality, where there was a demand for labor during the World Cup. The DZP and subsequent ZSP were designed to address the large influx of Zimbabweans into South Africa and reduce the burden on the asylum seeker and refugee system. So, for those of you who refuse to understand English, you need to understand those permits were temporary. So what people then did is they overstayed with those permits. People were supposed to return to their countries. They were supposed to acquire enough money to go and do better back home. But the issue with a lot of foreigners, and they always bring this argument of the fact that South Africa makes it very difficult to acquire permits, but even if you're legal in this country, that, guys, what you don't understand, if you are illegal in South Africa and you work, you are not paying UIF, which is the unemployment fund, which does a lot of things in South Africa. So when you are working as a helper, as a gardener, getting 250, 350, 150, however much it is that you're getting, and UIF is not being deducted, you are not being taxed on your salary, the country is the one that suffers. So those that are legal citizens and working and are paying for that money that you are acquiring without the UIF being paid. So when you are utilizing the free hospitals, when you are utilizing public services which are free to citizens and permanent residences while you are actually working illegally, it affects the country. I hope this is education enough. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos with your friends and family. I love doing it. I'm hoping to bring you guys a second episode later on. Let's go on with the show. Whoa! And then furthermore, going to add, the problem with South Africa is they cannot maintain this country without foreigners. Foreigners are the backbone of this country. And the reality is, I've heard these statements a lot. South Africans are lazy. South Africans this, South Africans that. I think we've all heard all that. And then I said to him, but that's not true though. And the reason why I say that's not true, I said to him, let's be honest. If we were hard workers, if we were patriotic, if we were really what we were claiming that we are, why are our countries the way they are? Do you have any hope for your country? That's the first thing I asked him. And he says, no. Do you ever dream of going back to your country and taking your children back home? He says, no. But are you building back home in your village just in case? He says, you see, our countries are what we call an scapegoat, an emergency. When we set South Africa on fire, we have somewhere to go back. Now, guys, some of you may wonder, Uncle P, where are we going with this? Because the heading and what you're talking about,
these tragic hits just keep on coming, at least when it comes to our women and our children. We've just buried Allot Mongale, and we're still recovering from the news that little Kutlwana Shalaba's body was found. And then this, the body of 14-year-old Likona Forse was discovered after she too had gone missing at the weekend. Hardly a day goes by in South Africa without a report of a woman or child being attacked, violated, or killed. And women and children are feeling increasingly vulnerable as the efforts to stop the tide of killings fail.
Hardly a day. And this is what is currently trending. Now, somebody said to me, yes, but South African men are known for this type of violence. That's a lie, guys. I've been in this country since 1997. South African men are not known for violence. Culture contamination.
If you can sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you.
South Africa are trusting people who are known for what? For what? Before I say it.
My people, I don't break on give now the latest news. This one they happened for Ibagwaka in Nsukka. A very popular pastor was caught burying 4 people for ritual purposes. This one they happen for Enugu State again, no. And on 2nd of June 2025, 9 people, community, and even members march enter a compound, burn plenty of cars, and Enugu State government also send excavator to bring down and demolish whatever craft he has in his compound and also his church. And the name of this pastor, as you see on screen, now Pastor Chinedu. All right, and his guy name is Ezedike. These people don't finish alive. They don't tag
a pastor. Guys, money ritual is their nature. Kids are going missing left and right and center. Kids are going missing. And what is the one thing, the one investment that these people have in this country? It may sound like a joke, but a whole bunch of churches. Go to Yovel and go to all these communities, a whole bunch of churches. Guys, in the end of the day, we have to accept what is happening is this. Anybody, those of us that are westernized, those of us that live in Joburg in the cities, we know that these people that come from the village or from back home, because here in South Africa there's something called home, where people, they are not in the village, but they are also not influenced by foreign ways. They are not accustomed to being around foreigners. Now, when they come to Joburg, Pretoria, whether they go to Cape Town or Durban, and now they start associating with foreigners, South Africans have this nature of adaptation. That's why you see when South Africans travel to other countries, to people's countries, you don't hear, oh, it's South African, oh, it's South African community, because they adapt and mold themselves in people's community. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So you can't identify them. Even their accent changes. Today we have people misunderstanding South Africa.
South Africa don't speak good English, I beg.
Really?
They don't.
Oh, South Africa.
They speak, let me tell you, my friend, you know.
I know South Africans, they will not accept it.
They
will
have
not
to,
accept it.
my friend, you have no choice. You have to accept it the way it is.
Okay, South Africa is not on the list for you.
No.
South Africa is not on the list for people. And did you hear the accent she used? It's a Pakistani accent. People don't know the South African accent anymore. They don't know the South African culture anymore, because the South African culture is being devoured. It's being chowed by the foreigners that come here, because only in South Africa, well, yes, there's other countries you can go, yes, you can see the Mexicans like in America, but South Africa, in Africa, only in South Africa, you go where every culture, every race, every skin tone, every belief is loud, except the landowners. Because when the landowners speak, they are xenophobic. When the landowners speak, they are this. Guys, wake up. Wake up. One of these days, a child born from a Nigerian and a Zimbabwean who will be South African citizens will meet in the future and marry, and they will be in politics, and those children will lead this country. Culture is extremely important, and the South African culture is being contaminated to an extent that people can't even differentiate what South Africa is about. People are judging South Africa according to things that is not even South African. Guys, you need to understand, Nigerians have no intentions. Zimbabweans and all these country people have no intentions to return to their countries. There is nothing there. This is what they have to do just to make basic living.
Bring out Michael, bring out raise our most young. We go dash you money. Bring out 1,000. Your money don't complete the
What's 1,000 naira? Basically, they are fishing, guys. She's trying to take the fish out. They are fishing and selling instantly. You don't see this in South Africa. Nobody's doing this for survival. Look at the life in which they are. Look at this. Look at this, what this mama is doing. So they are trying to escape this level of poverty. This is not South Africa's level of poverty. Show me anywhere in South Africa where you will see this. Please. Anyway. And guys, it is really bad. Look at this. Do you know what is happening here? They are digging for gold. You will not, this is like zamazamas basically. And then you are telling me people who are living like this, do you think they have any intentions to return or to stay in that nation once they manage to Japan? Guys, I don't mean to scare anybody, but this is a reality and this is a truth that South Africa needs to wake up to.
Guys, did you know that Nigeria is the #1 country, Africa country that lost most money on UK visa rejection? So these are top 10 African countries that lost the most money to UK visa rejection. #1, Nigeria.
So basically, Nigeria spent 4.3 million euros applying to try to get into the UK, and the UK has rejected them. South Africa is 9th on this list, and we know who are trying to go to the UK. It's definitely not Black South Africa. We know our refugees. Guys, listen. Nigerians are trying to get out of their country. South African open borders for them. We even cater to their food in the shops. Their cultures are beginning to get integrated into South Africa. Today, children are going missing left and right and center.
More than 70%.
Children are going missing left, right, and center. And we are wondering why. We are blaming South African men. They are trying to silence South African men. They are trying to push South African women to foreigners because that's where their safety is. That's not where the safety is. South African men are not the ones who are putting you in danger. It is the culture that is being introduced into South Africa. Now, a South African man has to compete with a foreigner who is spending thousands and thousands on their women in Conca and all these expensive places. And these men are using money rituals to be able to live that life. Now, South African men are trying to compete with them. And what are they doing? They are following that very same nature, that very same culture. You need to cleanse your land, South Africa. You need to cleanse your land from this evilness, from this impurity. Somebody's going to come here and copy. You always blaming foreigners. You always blaming foreigners. And copy. Am I? I always bring receipts.
Welcome back. More than 70% of patient files at the Johannesburg clinics reportedly belong to foreign nationals. And that's according to Action SA's parliamentary leader Ethel Trollip. The claim comes as the party tables a series of proposed constitutional amendments aimed at addressing what it describes as South Africa's growing immigration challenges. Action SA argues that the country's generosity and limited public resources are being stretched to the limit. To discuss the party's proposal further, I'm now joined by Action SA parliamentary leader Ethel Trollip. Ethel, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. What's at the core of the proposals that Action SA is making here with regards to the constitutional amendments?
Good morning, Eldrin, and good morning to the viewers. Firstly, annually there's a call for people to make constitutional amendment submissions to the Parliamentary Review Committee. We have done that, and this particular submission deals primarily with our preamble of the Constitution, where it says South Africa belongs to all who live in it. We aim through our submission to address the persistent misrepresentation of this clause. And the example that you gave is a perfect example. South Africa belongs to all of its citizens and all permanent residents.
South Africa belongs to all of its citizens, all of its permanent residents. I'm a permanent resident. So let's continue to listen.
And all legal immigrants.
And all legal immigrants.
But it doesn't belong to people who are here illegally. And some of the generosity expressed in that preamble of our Constitution.
And it doesn't belong to people who are here illegally. But you see, the problem is not only the people who are here illegally, guys. The reality is, even the people who have become legal, no matter how they became legal, look down upon South Africans. Look down upon the landowners. Even the people who are legal are a problem. Because the businesses that they're doing, how they're acquiring their money, is an issue. Guys, listen. The reality is, I'm a foreigner myself, and people keep telling me, Uncle P, why are you doing this? Even my own family members. Hey, bro, your channel. Hey, bro, what the hell, bro? Guys, a good person remains a good person no matter what happens in their life. If you're a good person, you're a good person. I understand that life is tough. Guys, my life is not easy. People think I do this because I make a lot of money. You know how much I've made so far? This is how much I made the whole of last month. How many videos did we make last month? This is how much I've made so far. So guys, it's not about the money. It's about truth. And it's about the fact that we as black people need to change our ways. We are embarrassing ourselves. We are embarrassing each other. Our desperation for money, our greed, our politicians. Like, guys, the reality is we live in heaven and we have all the natural resources. But the problem is we have greed, we are uneducated, we're stupid. We're stupid. I'm a boy, Uncle P. Let's talk in the comments. Cheers!